Hey, how you doing? It's Dan here, and this is the Host Beach drink here today. I'm totally mellowed out from the beach, so welcome to the show today. Today I've got a cool recipe that I can't recall ever doing before. I probably have or something similar to it, but it's not a regular part of my juicing repertoire, but it looked really good today. When I was at the market, I found cucumbers and green grapes, and then I had a little bit of mint in the fridge. So that's the recipe. If you want to take off, you can. I was just going to sit here, and I've already started most of it because I didn't want to make another 33-minute video DTM style. But I just thought I would pass on another recipe if you get a chance, because the thing is that this is pretty accessible to most people. Some of the recipes that I make, I realize, like, you're in the Midwest or whatever, and there's certain ingredients that I have access to that you don't. But this one is pretty basic for everyone to be able to access the ingredients. So it's just cucumber, grape, and mint. And one of the things about the cucumber is basically kind of the highlight. The grape, I'm not putting in that many grapes, and so it's just going to be very slightly sweet. But it's actually basically one bag of grapes is what I put in, you know. So who knows how much that was, but it was like a half bag full of grapes. And then this is about 4 cucumbers here, so about 5 cucumbers, a bag of grapes, and then a bundle of mint. And what that'll be is enough juice for 2 thirsty liquidarians, you know. So it'll be about 3 jars of juice, basically. So now for me, like later in the day, like I can start the day, and I can start the day with a 32 ouncer. But if I'm going to be on the liquid trip, which about half of my life is on liquid, just to let you know if you're interested in that kind of thing, because the more liquids, the less solids. Just you save so much, digestive energy and everything. It's a cool way to go, the liquid program, and that includes coconut water, and fruit and vegetable juices, with an emphasis on like herbs. Really, when I say vegetables, I don't drink as many vegetables as I used to. They're more inexpensive and more accessible, so if that's all you've got, you can really get those waters are distilled, purified, structured water in a carrot or a beet. But sometimes those foods, like I've been mentioning, and I've always known this, but as I get more and more refined and tap in more and more to higher levels of like clarity, I find that just fruits and herbs mixed together in very simple combinations like this is the best. My original plan was just to drink the coconut. I mean, not the coconut, but the cucumber. But then I saw the grapes, and I was like, yeah, that looks pretty legit. So I'm going to do the grapes here, and I just throw the stems in too, into the Green Star, and you can usually throw the stems in too when you do it in your centrifugal juicer, which isn't as efficient as the Green Star, but it'll still work. You know what I mean? It's like whatever juicer you got, get it out, dust it off, put it on the counter, leave it there, and use it every day. That's the way you're going to get where you're going, because juicing is a transformational tool. One of the most powerful tools that you can use when it comes to health in the modern age. I understand the naturalness of eating food, cutting a pineapple and eating it. But then there's also some beauty in just removing the fiber and just getting the structured water, the minerals, all in the most easily bioavailable and assimilable form. Because the truth is, I mean, we can argue about this all day and whatnot, and the fiber and the cellulose is great, but the fact is that your body is a juicer. And I have no problem with technology. I'm a naked nature boy, like I go to the beach, I don't bring a towel, I just lay on the sand. That's the kind of dude I am, and I like the nature and the dirt and the mud. But at the same time, I like the technology. I like the technologies of the juicing. I like the technologies of, I like my truck, which is on the mainland right now, and I'll probably go get it. I like the juicer, the truck. I like the computer, because if I didn't have the computer and the camera, you and I wouldn't be, you know, we wouldn't be communicating right now. So I like the technology. I like the technology of the enzymes and the probiotics. That's pretty obvious. And I like the technology of a lot of the different superfoods and from around the world. You know, yeah, they're not the most sustainable things, and then there's packaging and stuff, and I get it. And you don't need those things, but sometimes they can just be fun. You don't need a juicer. You don't need enzymes. You don't need a car. You don't need a computer. But all those things can be, with balance, you know, useful tools. It's like, that's what's cool about the internet. It's like, yeah, I stared at the computer screen all damn day, but at the same time, I learned about like juicing and raw foods. So now I can like have a little less computer time, and I learned from somebody on the computer that I should get my butt outside. Then it creates like a nice balance. And what happens as your consciousness expands and as you grow into your true self, your true, radiant, whole, complete, androgynous, perfectly balanced, yin and yang, you know, masculine, feminine being, you're going to see that everything is perfect. But what happens is, if you're not as evolved, you'll be like, well, I'm against this and I'm for this, and this is okay and this isn't. And then what's going to happen is you're going to be like this, walking through life, like just kind of like that, you know, instead of everything is as it is. And you don't have to judge people for their skin color or the food they eat or the way they live. You don't have to judge them for how they earn an income for their family. You can just let everyone and everything be as it is. And as you allow grace to refine your consciousness, you'll just magnetize those things that are going to be of benefit to you, and that can come in the form of things that are not pleasant, but yet your subconscious knows that you vibrate a person, a place, or a thing, or a circumstance, or a situation to yourself from the subconscious mind. And then you go to yourself. Then you got to be like, if you mature and you get responsible with your spirituality, then you'll realize that I am involved in this somehow. If you're in the victim mode, like we have that in our Western society, I'm a victim, the cancer attacked me, it has nothing to do with the way I live my life, the thoughts that I think, or anything. But that's craziness, because it has everything to do with the thoughts you think and the choices that you make and the life that you live. So diseases don't just attack you from nowhere. Now there's other things that can be a touchy subject, I'm saying, because little kids get cancer and stuff like that, and that's a very broad subject that I don't even want to go down that road, because it's very difficult to speak about things that are at that level. Suffice to say that karma is a beautiful thing, and you might as well chew on your karma cake, because you can resist it forever and ever and ever, and 27,000 lifetimes later you're still banging your head against the wall because you're not willing to get the lesson that's trying to come to you, that you're trying to teach yourself. Your infinite self is trying to teach your infinite self, and it's trying to get you, but all you have to say is either yes, and you have that choice, it seems, as a human being, that you can either say, yes, I'm open to grace, I'm open to the lessons, I'm open to the experiences, I'm stepping into humility, I'm lowering my head, and I'm just eating the mud cake, and then you get the lesson, and then you can move on and evolve, and you shed that weight, you peel that layer, you drop that ballast, and you float up a little bit higher. And then you get then God gives you 1 day break, and then you're right back in the fray again, baby. And you know what? It's epic. And those of you souls who have chosen to rise to a higher level, you are going to have come here and chose more difficult or challenging lessons. And there's no reason to fight or resist that. You know what I'm saying? Because some of us, we want it, we want to evolve, we want a little bit more than a few points and a little bit of expansion. We want a lot of expansion because we see the divinity, we feel it, we know it, we love the love, and we're devoted to everything we can do consciously to create more closeness with the one that is all truth, all light. And that's just what I have to say about that, even though I don't even know where all that came from. But it sure sounded good, didn't it? Anyways, enjoy the juice recipe. Oh man, who can turn a juice recipe into a spiritual sermon? DTM, baby, that's right. But I enjoy what I do, and I hope you did too. And so get a juicer, juice up, and then what'll happen is you'll be so high on your frequency levels because you'll clear out all the debris in your gut. Like, you know, I always make fun of cheeseburgers. Nothing wrong with a cheeseburger. They're just kind of heavy, and they don't really digest well because meat, cheese, bread, it doesn't really, those things cancel themselves out, and it's like you might as well eat like a lump of clay. But there actually is good clay, but I'm talking about like it's like a, yeah. So I'm not putting down the cheeseburger. It's just a great example that is the antithesis of the high water, illuminating, electrifying juices that have the minerals that create the conductivity, that feed your brain, that expand you in higher levels of consciousness so that you can kind of absorb some of the teachings out of the ethers that will come to you if you have that desire. And then you'll learn and you'll have those experiences, and then you'll always want to continue to expand more and more into because that's what you feel like. I have this potential, I know that it's within, and I want to find that golden treasure, which gives all peace, all knowledge, all love, and it's like an eternal presence within you. And then life on this plane becomes like a whole heck of a lot easier. So thanks for watching, and I will be in touch with you very soon because I love to make videos. And yeah, you can definitely push that button anytime. You should really shut that button off. Peace.